Biggest raffle of the decade. Fight. No life for everyone. We'll see you on Facebook. Give me a second, guys. Be right with you. Just dance on into it. Okay, so we're gonna get this raffle started off the right way. Give me a second. Ooh, baby. Hey, Fred, big shout out to you, my friend. My trusty. Give me a second. We'll cut the music. Cut the music. All right. Get going. Oh. Okay, so we're looking at 26 of 10, or okay, so everybody, Welcome to another edition of SHIB 50/50 Raffle. And we've looked at the numbers. We've done the preset. We've looked at the draws, and we are short again for the 21,000 tickets sold in the last 24 hours. In fact, we're not looking too great for ticket sales, but we do host a learning proposition for everybody. So we didn't sell any tickets in the last 24 hours. Therefore, we cannot host a raffle. We need to sell at least 21,000 SHIB tickets. Each ticket is valued at approximately half a pound. And right now, SHIB's valuation is 2-1. Okay, so 26172 179. The reason why the SHIB price is dropping is because we have a huge ceiling. So what happened was the 33 at 33 trillion at 4033, there was a massive wall, and that consisted of about 10 trillion SHIB trying to be sold at that price or liquidated at that price. Now what's happened is the price has dropped. So it was 28,000, 4028, 14 trillion SHIB. Now I believe that it's dropped down to exactly 28, 402800, 15 trillion SHIB trying to be sold at that price. So to give you some idea of why the price is where it's at is because all those drops, they don't make sales here. They want to make sales here. Nope, want to make sales here. What happens is someone's putting the ceiling in. Now, 15 trillion at a certain specific amount, that is manipulation, guys. Solely manipulation. Somebody wants out. No. That's somebody trying to drive the price down so others can get in. Now, I'm going to debunk the rumor. So right now, we're going to debunk the rumors that U.S. is buying SHIB. And as far as they know, or as far as anyone knows, there's no one even looking at SHIB as buying it as a currency. Okay, but that being said, we don't know. It's everything with this kind of stuff would be behind closed doors. There wouldn't be anything specifically coming out of the waxwork. Okay, but we do know that the rumor that was spread was because of the 54.9 billion SHIB outstanding that was confiscated by the U.S. government. And that was done a while ago, guys. That was done when the FTX fiasco went on. All they did was they moved it to a different wall and holding. That's all they did. So if you want to get technically, that's exactly where we are right now with that news. Okay. So like every time we come on, we want to make sure we do a big shout out. So we're going to send a shout out to Rowena, Babe's channel, Prince, Jason Cox, who's not here, Disclosure, I don't know when he's coming, and Gabriel. They're usually coming on. Prince is my trustee, so just so that you know, my trustees would be responsible for hosting a raffle. That he'd be my eyes and ears in the background. Also, he'll be talking to you too, as we'll be doing a setup like a podcast. So be back and forth, asking each other questions, and then we would host a raffle, and we would be able to conduct ourselves so that our integrity is in check. So the whole idea of this is to make sure that no one is doing anything that they're not supposed to be doing. So the raffle would continue. We'd get a third party. We would tell everybody where that third party is. No, we would share the link, okay, of that third party and the wheel and the time slots. And me and Prince would pick a time, and then we'd ask you guys to also pick a number between, depending on how many people bought tickets, would be how many, what's the largest number that you could think of, or what is the number between one and something. And then whoever has the most collective numbers, that's the number we pick for the count. So we do a count. Me and Prince will do a count. Then we'll have everybody pick a count number just so that it doesn't fall under the same pattern. Okay. we'll try and pick different ones when we first start off, and then we'll go with something that works all the time, right? That they can handle a million tickets, okay? A billion tickets. If they can handle a billion tickets, we should be able to alleviate ourselves with that, and then we'll just purchase a time slot for it, so that they'll be the only ones that we use for the whole duration. Okay, but while we're learning and developing, we would just use the 13 or 14 different ones that are out there, just to give us a better idea of who's going to facilitate better and who's going to actually be able to handle the amount of ticket sales that we would have. Make sense? This would be I thought this would have went a lot faster. I thought that the word would have gotten out there by now, saying that, hey, babes, thanks. Yeah, shout out to the SHIB family. Big, massive shout out to the SHIB army. Big shout out to everybody that's watching. Everybody in the world is welcome to SHIB, right? SHIB is so cheap and so inexpensive that everybody in the world can afford it. That's a big plus for us. Okay, if you're trying to look at Bitcoin, you're going to be spending $107,000 to $108,000 US to buy one. Okay, with SHIB, $1 buys you a lot. If you looked at the ticket sales and you'll go, oh, it only buys me $1 buys me 23,000 SHIB. I'm like, yeah, but $107,000 buys you one Bitcoin. So if you're looking at like coins that are $1, it would still cost you $1 to buy them. You can buy $1 and you get 23,000 SHIB or 21,000 SHIB, right? Like it's really that simple, right? It just works really well with everything that's going on. So what we have is a massive wall, massive ceiling. So there's a lot of people trying to sell it. No, what we have is manipulation. Somebody wants SHIB for nothing, and they don't care how far it's got to go down, but they're going to be buying it at these levels. If they want it going down to 24, 23, 22, 21, under Pepe, if you can believe it or not, just so that they can make their money on it. And I'm not sure who's buying it, but I would think that it's the major exchanges trying to absorb it, like Binance. Binance is right up there. They're fighting for top spot right now with Robinhood. Robinhood's right behind them with 43 trillion SHIB. They're like right on their heels. I think they're at 40. Hold on a second. We'll get right into that too. I don't know if I want to share the link right now with you. And the reason why that is because we're doing that would be it would be backwards. This isn't the normal way we follow the suits of the top wallet holders. Now, I haven't done a top wallet holder count in a while. So Binance right now, top spot, 44 trillion, 289 billion, 871 million, 137, 996. Okay, Robinhood, BlackRock right behind them. They just bought 1 trillion worth of SHIB. So this is what I'm talking about. Why are they buying it? And no one's talking about it, right? So 43 trillion, 953. So look at it, just behind Binance. Okay, and then you have another, I believe it's Robinhood, BlackRock at 37 trillion, 602. Okay, so if you did the math on both of them, you would end up with 81 trillion in just two accounts. And then crypto.com is at 33 trillion, 915 billion, 101 million. And they're in fourth place. Fourth place. OKX is adding to their positions 10 trillion, 236 billion, 187,000. 187 billion, 662,472. So, and then you have Binance again, and then Binance again, and 9 billion, close to 10 trillion. No, 10 trillion, guys. 8 trillion, that's close to 9 trillion. So you have 9 trillion and then 8.5. So basically almost 18 trillion, 18 trillion in just 2 wallets. And one of those wallets hasn't moved. So they're just using to trade SHIB because they're trying to compete with Robinhood. Because Robinhood's prices for their gas fees is considerably low. Okay. How you doing, Prince? Can you hear me fine? Give me a thumbs up. Babe's channel. I haven't seen Rowena or Wena on yet. Wonder if they're going to give me some thumbs up, some love. So yeah. What else is new? Okay, so normally what we do is we talk about what? We talk about proof is in the pudding. So we want to share this content. Etherscan. It's always important to always reflect on the reality, right? The reality is of the price. The reality is we are gaining in wallet holders, and we are gaining massively in wallet holders. So, but by the looks of the channel, we are not gaining the respect or the aptitude from the community for promoting our education. And this is part of that education process. Etherscan is part of that because without wallets, this shows you that we're going in the right direction. It shows you that we're developing new and understanding why wallet holders building demand actually increases our value. Then the other part of this that everybody likes is the birds, right? The reduction in SHIB circulating supply. So this is the other part of the coin that everybody likes to see. And this is why the raffle is so important to get going, because it'll do both. It will increase the amount of demand that there is for SHIB while decreasing the amount of supply there is for SHIB. So in retrospect, it is paying you to play the raffle because you're holding SHIB, you're reducing SHIB, you're getting more people coming into SHIB. Bam, 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 right? It's an absolute monster when it comes to building awareness. And therefore, it will have a harder time. People will have a harder time trying to manipulate it. That's the truth of it. So right now, we're being manipulated lower because they want all the people who are interested in selling it. Well, they're buying it at the bottom. So they want to buy it on the dips. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to force it down so they can buy more. Yeah, thanks, Wena. Thanks, Rowena. Thumbs up. If you can hear me, thumbs up. Right. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We didn't host a raffle blast. What was it, 2 days ago? Because I was extremely sick. So if you missed it, sorry. We try and get these things out as quickly as possible. And did I share that? Yes, I did. So we haven't talked much about what is it? The website. We haven't talked much about the website. And the websites are bread and butter when it comes to SHIB because that's our educational platform, right? There's a lot of information on there that's free. And if you don't take advantage of it, it's kind of like, why did I bother writing it up in the first place? Okay, I got to make some changes because we have grown. We have grown, my friends. So we'll share the link on the website. Okay, so our raffle was supposed to happen at 5:45. 5:45. Yeah, 5:45. So that would have been the time that the raffle would have started. All the way to 6 o'clock. Then we would be looking at hosting it if we sold between 21,000 tickets and 8 million tickets. We would be able to host that raffle in that period of time. Anything more than that, that raffle would get extended. Okay, there's just to me and Prince, we'd have to call some hands in to help us out with the call. Okay, so you have to understand there's only two of us right now. That's all we have until we get ourselves substantiated with the amount of response that we can handle. We just don't know, but I'm guessing we could handle 8 million fairly easily. It would probably take us about 30 minutes overdue, but we would. I mean, we'd all be excited, right? Everybody would be excited. We would be excited for you. We would be excited for the whole team. We would be excited for everybody because now you're actually getting to see the power of what a raffle actually can do for the whole SHIB community. One, by awarding the person or persons with a raffle, 8 million tickets sold, we would have two winners, right? We wouldn't have a third. We'd have two winners. So that would, that would alleviate some stress. Prince has got an extra person. I got an extra two that can help out if we got over a certain number. But we could handle easily 8 million, I believe, because that would give us about 2 million each, roughly, between four of us. We'd call in our people to come in and help us out, alleviate the stress. They would have to also come online as fill-ins. Well, they wouldn't be fill-ins. They would be data entry clerks. And what they would do is they would tell us that everything is copacetic, that there's no discrepancies whatsoever, and we're good to host the raffle. And then when we host the raffle, we make sure that everybody's on the same page with the amount, the people who won the raffle. So those people who won the raffle, make sure that they get their money right away. So we would link their wallet that they gave us at first of it. We link that wallet to our wallet for sending it to them. So once we have that wallet address, which we do already, we link it, we put it in ours, and we send it to them. Make sense? Okay. Once they get it, it should say pending on the top. If it says confirmed, that means that those funds are available to them immediately. That's a plus. I'm not sure if it's going to work on every exchange, but that is a plus. And if we can get the feedback from that right away, that would be great. We really appreciate the feedback on it. And that's what we're hopeful. Excellent. You can hear me. Okay. Right. So we want to make sure that our SHIB grows. I think everybody's on the same page. Everybody wants SHIB to grow. Every single day you want SHIB to grow. In theory, SHIB should grow every single day. Why you say that? Well, because if you're reducing the circulating supply every single day, you're building more demand every single day. It's just natural, humanly natural to think that SHIB should, in retrospect, should go up every single day. And that's absolutely true. Okay. But in retrospect, the amount of people we got coming in need to buy an X amount of SHIB. Now, I said, you don't need that much SHIB because bringing more people in is more important. Burning it is less important than bringing more people into SHIB. And my fear is that it's going to catch on to other organizations and, more importantly, currencies. And once they catch on to it, it threatens and promotes their currency so they can pay off their debts faster with SHIB. It gives them that ability. Now, why they haven't used it, or why, is because of regulations within their governments that don't allow them to use it. So in other words, people feel threatened by it, that they don't understand it. They still don't get the concept. They're catching on, though. They're like the influencers are starting to understand what I'm talking about. I have to remind them to keep coming back to SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle. I know for a fact that they haven't, and they haven't read all the information on it. They have read a couple articles here and there, but they haven't read very much on it and why SHIB is a guaranteed investment. Because if you still talk to them, they go, no, you have to diversify. You don't need to diversify in SHIB. That's the beauty of SHIB. SHIB is always reducing its circulating supply. SHIB is always gaining in people coming in. More wallet addresses being given out. And they're given out by the thousands a day. Now, eventually, that's going to be 5,000, 10,000 a day, 100,000 a day. It's a guaranteed, guys. Why? Everybody wants to make money. There isn't a single soul on the planet that doesn't want to make money. So when you have those combinations of what's affordable, what's in supply, and what's being reduced, none of them have a share buyback plan like SHIB. There's not a single currency out there that has a buyback plan like SHIB. There isn't a single company in the world that provides you with the same information, same guidelines, same retrospect that SHIB does for buybacks or even competing with each other. It's that insane. So that being said, everything we do here, everything we say is the same as the bottom. It's not financial advice, but you might want to consider it when you start doing your due diligence and start reading some information on it. Because if you don't read it, you're not going to understand it. You won't be able to comprehend why SHIB is the better animal for you. Every company, every organization, I say it before, I'm going to say it again many, many times. Every organization, every company, every single event will eventually have SHIB in it. Every coin, no matter what, they're going to be buying it. Every single one of them. Every single exchange is going to need to have at least 5 to 6 trillion SHIB just to survive. Because even if they make a mistake, they get to solidify themselves owning SHIB because they can offset, instead of minting more coins that they would have to do, they'll sell their SHIB to save themselves from minting more coins, therefore saving face with their community. If they don't, they're going to be forced to mint the coins, face bankruptcy. Like, all these things just add up to your being obliterated, right, from the organization, from your shareholders, because you answer to them. So with SHIB, there's no middlemen, there's no management, there's no CEOs, no CFOs, there's nothing. So they're on their own. So whatever money they're going to make, they're going to make. No. It's not money. The money that they make is based on the investors that invest in them. And because they have a supply that's being reduced, they don't have a halving. We don't fit the bill of gold. We don't fit the bill of BTC. We are completely removing its circulating supply every single day. How much? Doesn't matter. It's still reducing. Name a currency that's reducing as much as SHIB is. There isn't one. Crow, they have a reduction in place for their currency. But if they fall short, they cancel it and put the money back into the community in the form of better staking. So they give you a higher percentage on your yield. Make sense? Like, for instance, I'll give you for instance, Crow, stablecoin, CRO, USDT. Last year, 2023, ran into an issue where one of the, I think it was, which state was that? I'm going to say a state. I don't know if it's the right one. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was California. Okay, with the banking sector collapse. Okay, they lost 30% of their stablecoin valuation. Because of that, they did not have the opportunity to burn any Crow. Okay, that killed their Crow burning strategy. So they couldn't kill because they had to go and pump more money into their token or their stable coin USDT to bring it back up to the $99 range. And that's their goal. That's where they want it because there's so much liquidity in it. They were forced to put money into it. Now, that's what they had to do to survive. Otherwise, they lose that stable coin. And when they lose that stable coin, that means all their DeFi, all their infrastructure that's based on it, all slips to 50 cents. Half the valuation. Everybody will be threatened pulling it out because now the yield doesn't mean anything if you can't hold on to your value. So you got to remember, when you are governed, you have a set of rules that you got to try and make everybody happy. Those that don't work because something that you did not oversee or foreshadow comes back to bite you. SHIB doesn't have that problem. SHIB will never have that problem. SHIB will only have the problem of, is there enough supply for everybody? And it doesn't have that supply. And everybody doesn't realize it. But when you look at the top 100 wallet holders and you go, well, Binance is sitting on 8.5 trillion. How many more are sitting on a certain amount? Gate.io is sitting on 3 trillion. And then if you look at India, they're sitting on over 30 trillion that they're not moving on. They have not moved since they've gotten it from Vladimir Putin. 30 trillion SHIB just sitting there in India. And it's in 5 different wallets, no, 6 different wallets, 5 trillion each. So that's the amazing part of SHIB is that, everybody can afford it. Yes, everybody can afford it, but not everybody's going to be able to get it. And everybody's going to want it because it's reducing its circulating supply, because it's gaining in value every single day. It's adding more value to the pockets of everybody involved in it. So the banks want to leverage it. They can leverage it. And then if they have to take a hit, they sell SHIB to take the hit, right? No, what they do is they double down. They go and borrow against it. They go and borrow. They don't borrow SHIB. They put SHIB in the back pocket. They leverage against SHIB, saying, I have all this SHIB. It's worth X amount of dollars, and it keeps going up. So I need to get a loan based on that so I can get some bereavement on what's going on with this. That's how it works. And then when they get the loan back, they burn SHIB with it. Okay? The developer or whoever lends them the money on SHIB should be looking at it going, every time they make a payment, I'm reducing the circulating supply of SHIB because it benefits me. Not because it benefits them, because it benefits me. Everything we do, we look at it and say, what does it do for me, right? Everybody says the exact same. What does it do for me? Well, if I'm lending the money out to them and they're backing it in SHIB, I better be buying SHIB then. Because I want to drive that value up so that it solidifies my lending to this person. So that when they make a payment, I'm taking a portion of that payment and using it to reduce the circulating supply of SHIB. Every single organization is going to do the exact same thing in a different way because it's going to increase their value. If you don't understand it, that's what the whole purpose of it is with a supply that's being reduced, you're able to fundamentally give yourself a free handout. That's exactly what all of them are going to start doing. And I'm shocked it hasn't caught on. I'm literally shocked it hasn't caught on yet. 4 years out there, 4 years, and no one's caught on to this. Not even the cryptocurrencies haven't caught on to it, and they are the number one assets that are asking people for money all the time. How many times you hear about a new project coming out? They want more and more money, but if they wanted more and more money, how come they're not buying SHIB? How come no one's buying into SHIB and then leveraging SHIB? Well, because SHIB is too small. I tell you right now, if every single coin out there started to buy SHIB, it wouldn't take long and you would have zero supply and then a force to be reckoned with. Every single exchange would have to bow down to them because of all the people that would be involved in it, and the price valuations would be astronomical. Well, that's only because SHIB's only at a certain price. Yeah. And as you have to take profits out and pay the governments, all you do is offset it. with donations. Yeah. Learn from Vladimir Buterin. Vladimir Buterin owed the government of Canada billions of dollars. Billions. What did he do? He took it and reduced SHIB supply with all of it. And then he gave the other part of it away to India. And what did they do with it? They held it. He gave it to another company. They sold it, like not even thinking about it. India, I'm thinking they're pretty smart people because all of a sudden their 30 trillion SHIB is worth a lot more than what they were given it for. And they haven't sold it, which is the amazing part. But what's going to happen eventually is the governments are going to take it over. Now, I don't know when it's going to happen. No one knows exactly when. No one has a crystal ball on these things. But the exchanges should have done it, and people should have learned from that massive run-up when it was 2021, noting that SHIB is reducing its circulating supply on a daily basis and still didn't catch on. And they relied on the problem is we rely on too many people with their hearsay. Okay, that's what happened, I believe. That's exactly what happened with SHIB, was there's just too much hearsay. People just didn't understand what was going on because somebody else was dictating. The only problem is with those dictators, they're exactly what they are. They're dictators. They have nothing to do with it. But they like to think that they do because everything revolves around it. Lola found out the hard way. Her account on X got slashed. Still suspended. I'm not sure why, but she was a great person. She was a great advocate for SHIB, part of the SHIB army. Beautiful person. She helped so many people understand what was going on with SHIB. Was one of the first people to talk about SHIB as a currency, besides myself, but the one that everybody liked and provided some insight to, because she always came on about when she's traveling and do up a little segment on SHIB and saying that SHIB to the moon, explain to people why SHIB was a currency. Like all those things are great. And I don't know exactly what happened, but like to have the account stripped away from you after, it was what, 7 or 5,000, 4,000, around 4,000 people on it. Like, that's just wrong. That is just wrong. Why would people ever do that to someone who is that good, right? That's, I think I don't understand. Anyway, I'm Will, your host. This was an amazing night. We don't want to talk about what happens to other people's accounts, but Lola is a good friend of mine. I don't like to see anything ever happen to anybody. And it's just shameful in my personal view that it's just shameful to suspend her account. And I think that everybody should fight for her on X to get it reinstated, because that's just wrong. It's one thing to give it a couple days and let her come back in and blah, blah, blah. But if it was somebody that made a complaint, I mean, she's got way more supporters than she has complaining. So I'm not sure why someone would do that. I know when I overstepped my boundaries on X, talking about the ecosystem development team, they banned me too. And it took me a long time. I went from 3,000, 3,600 viewers to like literally 1,200. That was humbling, to say the least. And you don't say anything to the ecosystem team. You don't diss them at all. Because if you do, they have 5 million potential threats that can come after you if you say anything against them. So that's just how powerful they are in that avenue, right? They have those leads, those people behind them, even though they are part of the SHIB army that they say they are. I don't know why they would do that then. I don't know why anyone would go against burning or reducing the circulating supply of SHIB. I have no idea why any of them would ever do that, right? They shouldn't, right? No one should ever come against the SHIB army, SHIB family, the SHIB community. Nobody. You should all be more willing to come together as a family, as an organization, as to enlighten people, to empower people, build in wealth together instead of trying to shoot each other down over pettiness, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh, I'm trying to hurt you because, well, no, you made a statement. Like, I know, because when you fight them, it's hard. Because what happens is you make a statement and they don't like it. But they're the ones that made the statement in the first place. Okay, so all you're doing is responding to their responses, but they don't like your response because they promised something, then they took it away. Well, you're calling them out on it. All of a sudden, you're the bad guy. Next thing you know, your account's closed. Then you're in a fight to get it back, and then you got no backing whatsoever because no one can say anything or do anything to help you. That's the sad reality. All it can do is show support. Lola just created another account. I think she's got 2 accounts, guys. So, just show your support. Bring everybody that was part of her collective. Bring them back together. But everybody should want to reduce the circulating supply of SHIB. If you're holding it, why not decrease the circulating supply of SHIB? Why wouldn't you promote SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle? Why wouldn't you want to be part of that team, that organization? If they're going to reduce the circulating supply, all the power to you. Does that mean go out and buy a ticket? No. Does that mean no? All you gotta do is come on, subscribe, hit the like button, take part in the conversation, be part of the SHIB development team, be part of the SHIB organization that trying to reduce the circulating supply. It doesn't mean you go and buy a ticket. It doesn't mean you have to go and do these things. All you have to do is come on, get educated, understand what's going on, so that you can tell 10 friends, 100 friends, a million friends. And we can burn SHIB just by coming onto the channel. We burn 80% of everything we take in from the channel. So everything that comes on YouTube, everything that comes on Facebook, everything that comes into the channel, we will reduce the circulating supply of SHIB by 80% of whatever we take in. The 5 million followers, 10 million followers of SHIB, this is where I thought they would be. I thought that after you do enough of these, that they would obviously catch on. It hasn't, and probably for good reason. I don't know. But it just goes to show you, if you're not willing to support something like this, what are you supporting, right? Everybody wants to support their own token. Everybody's out there trying to promote the newest, shiniest thing in the water, which is awesome. But you got to remember that you're competing with the same amount of people for the same amount of money over and over and over. And 80% of them won't be around next year. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And you put your money into it just to pump and dump. I call them, that's what we call them, is pump and dumps. Just get in and out. That's why they have Margex accounts right now. That's why, because of the amount of liquidity that's going into the pools right now. But SHIB, every single coin that wants to solidify themselves should be buying SHIB. If they're not buying SHIB, why do you think you won't be around next year or the 2 years prior? And the guys that developed it, how come you're out of business 2 or 3 years from now? Just not enough money to go around, guys. It's just the way it is. So that's why we love SHIB. Anyway, I'm Will, your host. Thank you so much for coming. Big shout out. Love everybody, right? Love everybody. That's our promotion. Love everybody. Promoting SHIB is not what we're here. We're here to educate people in SHIB. That's what we're here for. So to build up the community, love everybody, enjoy each other, be part of the community, grow together in wealth, health, and prosper. So live long and prosper is our motto, our creed. Yes, hello, Wena. Yeah, I'm going to call it a night. Thanks for coming, guys. We're going to dance this one out. And we're going to some big shout outs to Prince. Big shout out to Babe's channel. Big shout out to Rowena Burgess. Big shout out to Wena Burgess. And everybody that didn't make it in tonight, big shout out to Jason Cox. Big shout out to Disclosure. Big shout out to Gabriel. Thanks for coming, guys. Really appreciate everybody that comes in, takes part, says hi, does a little la la la, and tell me if I'm on topic. Lost it somewhere along the line. What should we start with next tomorrow? We'll do another segment into, we're hoping to do the raffle. We want to do the raffle, right? We do the raffle, that means we're solidified. That means we do the first one, we're good to go on every day forward, right? That's what we want to push for. If we sell 22,000 tickets, maybe tomorrow we'll sell 28,000 tickets. Then the next day, 30,000 tickets. Maybe the next day, 80,000 tickets, 90,000 tickets, 1 million tickets. then we're laughing and we're off to the races, and everybody can see the benefits of it. And then we know for a fact within a very short period of time, we can say, what, Prince, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, everybody, for being part of the massive organization to reduce SHIB circulating supply and create millionaires. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to do for everybody that's in the community. And that's the way it should be. All right, guys, have a great and wonderful evening. God bless each and every one of you. Jesus loves you. Remember, love your Father in heaven. Always love your Father in heaven. God bless each and every one of you. And we're going to dance this one out. Peace.